Hey guys and girls, Tristan Ogilvy here alongside the dishonourable Lucy O'Brien.
Hello, Tristan.
I don't mean that. You've got plenty of honour in my book. Lucy, you've just embarked on the review process for Dishonored 2, but you've only just gotten the game today.
I have.
So it's too early to deliver your finalised verdict. How many hours have you played?
I've
today?
played roughly 7 hours since 5:30 this morning. I've just been playing it just straight through, full 7 hours. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a really, really great game, as if we expected anything less.
Well, yeah, obviously massive expectations riding on this game based off the high quality of the original. So what is your sort of just sort of general first impressions? What's your piping hot take from your brain oven, if you will?
Well, I mean, first of all, just, straight off the bat, one of the most impressive parts of Dishonored 2 is its art design. Basically what the team at Arcane has done is taken the weird sort of slightly steampunky, slightly Bioshocky, slightly sort of Edwardian, Englandy style.
You just put E on the end of everything.
That's what I'm doing right now. And really expanded on it and strengthened it. So it's just been such a pleasure to return back to this world. And I am afraid to say I actually have been playing mostly stealthily. I've been doing a low chaos playthrough with Emily. This is what you're seeing right now.
Right.
But unfortunately, fortunately, I've decided to show you guys probably one of the most violent and tricky parts of an early part of the game, which is called the Clockwork Mansion. Which is thus far one of, definitely the highlight. And we've seen the Clockwork Mansion before in previews.
People are familiar with it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, so far it's definitely been the most sort of unique chapter so far. But then again, I'm only 7 hours in, and the Clockwork Mansion is, it took me a good couple of hours to make my way through this area.
When you say it's one of the most unique missions, I remember one of the things that Arcane have sort of stated in the development of this game is that they want each level to be sort of in contrast to the next. They want each level to be very different from the next. So
that's right.
From your playthrough so far, would you say that's
true? Yeah, absolutely. So the chapter I played beforehand, see, he's on my side now.
That's cool.
The chapter I played before this was set in a kind of it was like an institution style, lots of severed heads, lots of severed torsos.
Nice.
That sort of thing. So yes, very different from this, and certainly the next chapter that I'm playing through as we speak, actually not literally as we speak, but back at home, is very thematically different as well. But yeah, it's, this is just such a stunning level to show off because, I mean, look at it. It's just so twisted. And I guess, that's one of the, again, going back to the aesthetic of Dishonored 2, that's one of its major highlights, is that it's just so kind of sick and twisted and weird.
Yeah.
And it's really, really gone hard in that direction in the sequel.
It's embraced it.
It has. It really has.
And what would you say? Like you've talked about the art design, but what about the actual level design?
Well, I mean, this one is an absolute standout because obviously you can change the structure of the levels, as you can see. I mean, we're talking literally the levels here. We're not just talking about the chapter. We're talking about these are levels within levels within levels, which is so much fun, and you're constantly playing with the puzzle pieces of that kind of level design and how you can use it to your advantage. In terms of the level design as a whole, the one thing that I've noticed is that there's a lot more verticality to Karnaca than there was to Dunwall, which makes... I'm in so much trouble now. Which makes for, especially with Emily's far reach power, it's a very, very liberating kind of sense of level design, because you're constantly sort of swooping up and then swooping down and then swooping up again and sort of running across rooftops and that sort of thing. So it's definitely been expanded like vertically. I died.
Oh, you died. Classic Dishonored, really?
Dishonored. But yeah, it's definitely more vertical, and they've, as we talked about thematically, they've sort of shaped each chapter around certain themes. So every chapter thus far feels different. Again, thus far we're only 7 hours in.
Yeah. And so you're playing as Emily. How have you? She's obviously, you couldn't play her in the original game.
Yeah.
So how have you found her versus Corvo in the original game?
Well, I mean, it's a hard comparison because Corvo is obviously silent, and now both characters, Corvo, who you can also play, and who I will be playing as in my second playthrough, they're both voiced now. So Emily's voice actress, and forgive me, I've been up since 5:30 and I've totally forgotten her name, but she does an absolutely wonderful job. She's like it's very low key. That's the thing about Dishonored. It's always been quite a cool game. It's always been very sort of subtly stated. You know what I mean in terms of the characterization, in terms of the protagonist characterization, and I really think that they wanted to keep it that way. So basically, Emily is just a very cool, understated character thus far. She doesn't wear much on her sleeve.
Right.
She has a little journal that she writes in.
Can we just highlight just quickly how awesome that was?
Yeah, so what you're seeing right now is if you shoot the heads off these Clockwork guys, they get disorientated and they're driven by movement, so they'll attack each other if they don't have a head. That's great.
That's really cool. So Emily, the character.
Yeah.
What about Emily? What about her suite of powers?
Her suite of powers thus far. I mean, again, her suite of powers is, for me right now, quite limited. We've obviously got Far Reach, which is a sort of expanded version of Corvo's Blink power.
Blink, yep.
I've expanded it so I can throw things behind me and pick up dead bodies and throw them around. I still haven't quite mastered that yet.
Right.
It's a lot harder than it actually looks to pick up a tank of whale oil and actually throw it at your mark using Far Reach.
Right.
But yeah, it's still a little different to Blink, and once I expand it even more, I'll be able to actually pull enemies towards me. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I've also got a sort of like a dark eye ability where I can see through walls and look at enemy pathways and look at where they're going to investigate, which is very cool. Again, I've expanded on that. I've expanded via runes, but I just got to say that runes are actually quite limited in this first section, especially because you don't have a hell of a lot of money to upgrade and to fill up your arsenal if you want to play stealthily, which is what I want to do.
Yep.
So, I've got a really limited amount of sleep darts, and often these runes are being crowded around by enemies, so therefore, it's I don't want to kill them, so I'm just going to avoid the rune. So it's slow. Like, basically what I'm saying is my skill tree is moving really slowly right now, as you can see here. But yeah, I'm getting there. And it's definitely a lot of fun feeling her evolve, because right now I'm feeling quite vulnerable, and the more I am putting into her skill tree, the more powerful I feel.
And we've skipped to, I think, the Clockwork Mansion is about mission 4, I believe.
That's right.
So we've sort of deliberately avoided showing the start of the game just for some spoilery stuff. How do you feel about the story so far?
Story is very compelling. I don't want to give too much away, but basically Emily is an empress on the run, and she needs to discover exactly what is going on with her evil aunt, who has usurped her as empress.
Nice.
From the bottom up, and there's a whole bunch of conspiracy stuff, and again, very colorful characters, augmented and crazy, strange industrial 1800s ways. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the characters, like that Jindosh guy with the pipe for a thumb or whatever. The character design is awesome, and I've only seen a little bit of it, so I can only imagine what lies in wait. I guess we should sort of call it here. Luce, you've basically got to play through this game as Emily and Corvo.
That's right.
Low chaos, high chaos. You've got a lot of gaming ahead of you, and I equal parts envy you and pity you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do want to say right now, just off the bat, early impressions are really positive. I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth in a little harder.
Cool. Awesome. For more Dishonored 2, including... there should be first impressions already on the site when this video is live, so check those out and watch for the review in the days to come, along with all the walkthroughs and all that other good stuff, wikis and what have you. We'll be bursting at the scenes with Dishonored 2 content, so stay right here on IGN.
Bye.
Bye.